So, I just did a video the other day on how to talk about obesity. And I did so many takes of that I don't remember every last detail that I put into that video. I'm sure that there are points that I missed, and I'm going to try to fill in the gaps here a little bit, but not so much because it's a little bit of a different point. So somebody responded to that video right now, and I'm glad that they did, to talk about their own personal weight loss journey, and that they're going through what sounds like a pretty extreme weight loss. And so I want to kind of highlight a few points. And this ties in a little bit to the video that I just recorded. I don't know which order they're going to be uploaded in. But first of all, talking about, discouraging people from having getting the medical care that they need. And so I want to make sure that what I'm saying here is that, I know that I've said a lot about Ozempic and other like extreme dieting protocols for trying to lose a lot of weight rapidly. And what I really want to kind of double down on and also put a caveat on is that when we are looking at solutions for losing a lot of weight, there what I've always advocated for has been the sustainability of it. And so when I've talked down about Ozempic, I'm not saying that, if your doctor is saying this is the route that you absolutely need to be going, that you need to say, no, I'm not going to do that because of this X, Y, and Z. If that really is your best option, which, I don't personally think that it is, what I really wanted to impress upon you is that the problem with Ozempic is that once you get off it, it hasn't changed you, right? And you are what really, really needs to change when it comes to losing weight. Ozempic is something that makes it easier for you to eat fewer calories, but if you're not addressing the issue that created the condition in the first place, whether it's an activity thing or whether it is a nutritional thing, then the weight's going to come back. So I would impress upon you that, first of all, having a registered dietitian holding your hand throughout the entire journey is going to be one of the best things that you can possibly do for yourself. If that tool of Ozempic actually helps you to get from A to Z, then great. But keep in mind that the strategy, if you don't want to go back through that cycle again, is going to be to make lasting changes to your eating habits and exercise habits. And this is a wrestling group, and I hope that you discover Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or wrestling, and that becomes part of your long-term strategy. But when it comes to nutrition, the things I would say is, first of all, don't try to lose too much weight too fast. Your body's going to fight you, especially when you get further down. Generally speaking, you can lose about 1% of your body weight per week. And I say it that way because the way that I was taught it was 1 to 2 pounds, which is, for somebody who is between 100 and 200 pounds, that makes sense. But the thing is that when you are, 300 pounds or more, sometimes you can actually find that you are losing, 3 or more pounds per week. And that is a good pace to be going at. You go much faster than that. There can be depression issues that can come up with that. There can be metabolic issues that come with that. And you're more prone to losing more muscle mass. And again, we've talked about that, where losing muscle mass in your heart particularly can be a hidden risk of any type of weight loss. So not doing it too fast and making sure that you're incorporating in cardiovascular exercise, lifting exercises, things like that are going to help get your heart stronger, and making sure that you're still getting enough protein in your diet so that you don't lose too much muscle mass is going to be one of those things that's going to help you do this safer. Another thing that I do want to point out while I'm here is that unless your doctor has told you to take any fat-soluble vitamins while you are doing a weight loss, don't take fat-soluble vitamins when you were doing weight loss, because a lot of those vitamins are actually currently stored in those fat cells, and as you are losing fat, they will be released back into your system and can reach more toxic levels. So you want to be careful about that. Even like vitamin D recently, there was an instance that highlighted that it might be hard for your heart to be in too high of a range for vitamin D. And I'm not trying to scare you off of vitamin D or anything like that, but I want to make sure that we are understanding that is an intake and holding range that is safe for us to be in when it comes to any nutrient, right? Whether it is fat, protein, carbohydrate, vitamin C. Vitamin C at high levels becomes oxidative, and so can create more oxidative stress on your system when you overdose on it, such as taking emergency when you're sick or things like that. And that, vitamin B6 for one can reduce your uptake of vitamin B12, which can lead to neuropathy and other issues as well. So, the idea is that, unless you have done a blood test, especially in the middle of this weight loss, and you are finding that you're low on your fat-soluble vitamins, maybe then it's time to start supplementing with them. But if you're not doing that prescriptively, I would actually avoid taking any fat-soluble vitamins while you're going through a weight loss. So when in doubt, try to get it in through your nutrition, though. I wouldn't avoid like milk that has been fortified with vitamin D or anything like that, even when you're going through a weight loss. That's going to be a food-based source. I just wouldn't necessarily try to take it in through a supplement. So, try to think about, first of all, one of the things that was in the comment is that there were days where this individual was taking in 3,000 calories, which is fine, okay? It's when we have days like that, we need to practice self-empathy. It's going to be hard to change your habits. And I would say try to take this period of your life as a period of discovery, that you are trying to discover foods that make you feel better, that make you have more energy, that make you be able to focus better, that give you better performance when you're wrestling, things like that. So really, really look at the positives of the things that you're taking in, rather than being like, oh my God, I hate that I have to eat broccoli or whatever. Because really, food positivity is going to be one of those things that's going to help this become sustainable. If you hate this process, if you are always beating up on yourself for having a day where you have 3,000 calories instead of your goal of 2,000 calories, you're probably not going to make it. So you have to say, okay, I went out with friends, we had pizza, I probably took in 3,000 calories today. Okay, do better tomorrow. Right? You just say that, you enjoyed your time with friends. If your time with friends is coming up to being, 5 times a week, where you are constantly overeating on calories, well, maybe it's something that needs to be addressed. If this is like a 1 time a week deal, then enjoy your time with your friends, right? Enjoy the foods that you enjoy having. Perhaps there are other strategies that you can put into place, such as eating an apple before you have pizza, or some other highly satiating, filling food that is lower calorie, so you're not filling up on all these calories that could be fattening and could be more of a wrench in your system, but you're not depriving yourself of going out and enjoying the foods that you like. If alcohol is one of the contributing factors, maybe that's something that you need to cut down on. But that doesn't mean that you can't go out and be social once or twice a week with your friends. It's just really, really trying to find where that balance is and what is going to be sustainable for you. So look at what you're doing in as positive a light as you can, so that you can say, okay, this is what's really benefiting me, and I'm actually finding that I'm having so much energy, and this is really, really fueling my goals. And another thing is that, and I'm sorry for kind of bouncing around back and forth here, but if one of your goals in the long run is that you want to have more muscle so that your skin is not going to be too loose when you are reaching your goals, you may not be able to lose 1 to 3 pounds a week if you're doing a lot of heavy lifting and trying to put on bulky muscle. If that is part of your goals, there's no reason you can't do that when you're going through a fat loss. There is a lot of misinformation out there about that, but guess what? You are going to be burning calories when you're trying to put on muscle. And as long as you have enough energy from the foods that you're eating to do your workouts, and as long as you have enough protein, which is going to be between 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight, including like if you want to go for your perfect body weight, that should actually still be fine, to 1.6 to 1.8 kilograms per gram of body weight for your upper end. There are a lot of studies out there when it comes to protein, and that is kind of what they've kind of all shown, is that once you get into that 1.6 to 1.8, you don't see any added benefit from having more protein than that. So, and that's one of the reasons why I get kind of irked, and I know this is really, really off the beaten path now, about people saying, 0.8 grams per pound of body weight. So there's 2.2 pounds per kilogram of, or to the formula for converting kilograms to pounds is 2.2. So there's 2.2 times as many kilograms as there are in pounds. So whatever 0.8 you have there, you're going to be 2.2 higher than that if you do it in pounds, right? So it's really, really important that we convert from kilograms to pounds when we're doing this conversion as far as protein needs go. And I apologize that I completely said that in the sloppiest way possible, but I've gotten in arguments with people about that, and it's really, really important that we actually do look at the studies in the metrics that they're given in the units that they're given in. So and putting on more muscle, yes, it does mean that you're going to be losing fewer pounds because you're putting on muscle weight, and muscle will also retain more water, especially when it's swollen and all that. So the numbers on the scale may not be as encouraging if you're trying to put on muscle while you're trying to lose fat, but putting on more muscle is going to help keep the fat off longer. So look for long-term sustainable strategies. Look for enjoyment, satisfaction, satiety. Those are the things that you really, really should be focusing on when you're going through a rapid weight loss. Think about what kind of body that you want to have, what kind of energy you want to have, what kind of physicality you want to have for when that weight is off. And don't wait till it's off to start building that. You can absolutely do that when you are going through a weight loss. There is no data out there that concretely says you can't put on muscle while losing fat. In fact, most trainers that I've known over the years have actually said that, doing heavy lifting while you are trying to lose fat is definitely going to help you with the fat loss and also maintaining that fat loss. So look at the positives. Stay positive the entire time. Don't try to jump to the cheap options. If you are really, really struggling to get it off and Ozempic looks like it is going to be a great option for you, go ahead and do it. Talk to your doctor about it. But understand that when you are done, the Ozempic is going to go away. And when it goes away, if you aren't creating new habits, if you are not putting on muscle, if you are not doing the things that you need to do to make this long-term more successful in the long term, then taking the Ozempic is really just another step that's going to set you into this yo-yo cycle, and that's what we really want to avoid. So I don't want to tell you don't do it, but I also want to impress upon you that the answer is going to be long-term in focus. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you guys next time.